can see that where the download is. I'm trying to recover on the structure of the field so I can publish a hardback book with cover on Amazon. It'll probably be for sale for $10, $12, $15. The structure of the field is the 1969-1970. It is the structure law. Edward Teller received it, the father of the hydrogen bomb, received it and censored it in 1970. I'm in Kiev, Ukraine. I leave my property here and no one steals a thing. And as was established by Ian from Liverpool, the people of Ukraine like each other. So we will see what happens. If I were in Washington, D.C., this matter would be handled. I would have my property available from Sam Kurdnat, and this matter at his home, where I have the PDF files, this matter would be handled within a matter of 1 or 2 hours, or 5 or 10 minutes. So far I've spent 6 days. And I need an assistant, a unattached woman, highly intelligent, to help me with my projects, to speak Ukraine, and to be a business partner. If I can't find that in Ukraine, I will be briefly in Poland, Germany, France, and then on to Asia, where I am invited. And I must add that the book sales, hardcover book sales from Amazon of On the Structure of the Field, written 1969 and 70, which is a structure law behind E equals MC squared, which was delivered to Edward Teller, father of the hydrogen bomb, hand-delivered in 1970-71 to Mrs. Teller. Leonard Susskind, the National Institute for Theoretical Physics, cannot buck with it. It is an axiomatic treatise endorsed by Hans Albert Einstein, 1971. The gross net product on my hardcover book, which I am trying to publish, should be in excess of $1 million. Hence, I am trying to do something about publishing it in hardcover, Amazon.com. I need help from Ukraine, Berlin, France, and Asia. Good. Thank you for being here. This pin was given to me by Father George Purdy, of the chaplain of the Portland, the Catholic priest, chaplain of the downtown Portland chapel. He took me to see the film. It was September, November 1987 in Portland, Oregon. He took me to see the film. He introduced himself to me, and I stayed at the downtown chapel, where he told me I would be safe because there was a criminal prosecution involved, in which the mafia was involved in Detroit and Chicago. And he gave me this pin. We went to see the film, A Prayer for the Dying, Mickey Rourke, a major motion picture. And he said a film would be made about my life because I was going to be a hero in their beginning war on drugs and cocaine. George Purdy, he was notoriously gay, very masculine, beautiful, intelligent man. He was notoriously gay. He was written up in the newspapers. He knows that I am not. etc. It is now 30 years later. 30 years later, and I am in Kiev, Ukraine. And this gentleman, my bunkmate, is talking to his friend. Your friend's name is? His friend is in Tacoma, Washington, which is why I brought this out. When we spoke live a few minutes ago, I spoke to him in Tacoma, Washington. So 30 years later, this gentleman from Kiev is in Tacoma, Washington. He likes it there very much. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in Seattle right now.
Please say hello to the people from Tacoma, Washington and Portland, Oregon.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you. But I was in Portland in 1987. In 1987, I was in Portland, Oregon, where I went to see a film. I was taken by the Catholic priest, Father George Perot, the chaplain, to see this film, and was told 30 years ago that a film was going to be made about my life. It's 30 years later. This is the only film we have. Jim. Tamachi. These are brave young men. How old were you, or was your father, in 1987? It was a prayer. You are a prayer for the living. Do they feed you well in America? I can see you are eating. Is the food as good in America?
Why did you come to Ukraine?
I was going to Philippines, Japan, and at the last minute I decided that since I have you're not interested. Sergey, I do not even know your friend's name, my neighbor's name, or his age. That was given to me by George Perot 30 years ago.
А ну, пускай що тут написано? Можна. А що тут написано взагалі? А ну, подивись.
A Prayer for the Dying, starring Mickey Rourke. You can purchase it on Amazon. Major motion picture.
Сленг не написано. Ну, але тут пістолет намальований. Бачиш пістолет?
The reason I am in Ukraine is because there I followed people in Google Plus. I followed people from Ukraine. One is Sergey Kulov. I was just following him, and he would send me advertisements for apartments, assistants, people he knew that were intelligent. I've never spoken with him. That is only one reason I am here. But I was going, it's not just, no, that's absurd. I was going to Philippines and Asia, and I thought if I go there, I may never go to Scandinavia, Norway, Oslo. I will never come back. I will never see those people. So at the last minute, I changed my flight to include Oslo, Kiev, Russia, Iran, Afghanistan, and those places, if I could afford it. I cannot afford it. I am not getting any assistance, so I have to leave. So that is what is going on. But I'm very glad I did come. And here we have from 1987, A Prayer for the Dying. And it was only brought up because this gentleman said that his friend was from Tacoma, Washington. He's from Kiev and lives in Tacoma. So we have him live. So I brought this out live because I am not dying. And Oslo and Sweden and Northern Europe and Ukraine have cultural autonomy because I came through here. And that is all we can say, basically. Would your friend like to say goodbye? But these are young men, their age. Sergey, how old are you? Your age? Your age? Your age. Born 19... You were born in 1980. How old are you? Yes, the date of your birth. I was born 1946. You are how old? I am 71. You are 29 years old. So
I am 29 years old.
Okay. And you were born in Ukraine?
Yes.
All right. And if I had never come to Ukraine, you would not have the vaguest idea of who I was or anything that ever happened that involves your life in the past or the future. I'm sure. I mean, it's a redundant question. So I'm so glad to be here, and that this gentleman has a friend in Tacoma, Washington, and likes Tacoma, Washington. All right. Gentlemen, that's Hollywood. Because Father George Birdie, who gave me this, who took me to the film, told me a film in 1987, when he took me to the film, told me that a film was going to be made about my life and how I was a hero in the war on drugs, cocaine, in 1987, 86 and 87. And there was advertised on CBS, a film, low-budget film, MGM, $10 million, The Blue Strike Force, which was supposed to be about the Drug Enforcement Administration, which is what America is. Okay, that's enough. Thank you for asking. Way leads to way. All right, so yesterday we made a tape. You made a tape. Hopefully. Uploaded it. I haven't done mine. And this morning I see U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein is attacking the President of the United States. And as before her, James Comey, the FBI director who Donald Trump just fired. This is big news. I just find this out this morning. I am not against Donald Trump, which might be interesting. But the point is, and at the same time, on the news with Dianne Feinstein, who is examining and crucifying Donald Trump, she is examining James Comey, the FBI director who Trump just fired. She is examining him on the same channel. There is a video of the great movie producer who produced the film Platoon. He's making another film. He's a great movie producer. And his name is Oliver Stone. He's making another movie. I delivered to Oliver Stone tape recordings of flagrant fraud. Pictures, photographs, audio of laughing attorney John G. Nolan laughing at his loss of $1.2 million. Now Oliver Stone is still making films this morning. And he's making another one. But the point is, they are against Donald Trump, who is supposed to be the greatest fascist. The greatest fascist who ever walked the face. All right, the greatest fascist that ever walked the face of the earth.
Because I live in Ukraine.
Yes.
My family in Ukraine.
Yes.
My country, Ukraine, big.
Yes. Yes. Ah, I love Ukraine.
Yes.
So why should I leave? Because I am hurting your country? Why? I want your country to make a film about your country, your culture. You have developed. You are not sadistic people. You like each other. Oliver Stone made a film that shows America. Oliver Stone, the great motion picture producer who did Platoon, he also made a film that shows America as a very sadistic, fascist nation. He has made many films. He is making another one. He will have no influence upon Ukraine or even Russia or anybody. But that is in the news this morning. Okay. Thank you for your opinion. Sergey. A final thought. I love Ukraine. And I will be back. You are 29 years old.
Мы там, ну, я буду исследовать, мы там трех себя чувствовали нормально. Нормально было, да? Да, хорошо.
So,
I am 29 years old.
okay. And you were born in Ukraine?
Yes.
All right. And if I had never come to Ukraine, you would not have the vaguest idea of who I was or anything that ever happened that involves your life in the past or the future. I'm sure. I mean, it's a redundant question. So I'm so glad to be here. Father George Birdie, who gave me this, who took me to the film, told me a film in 1987, when he took me to the film, told me that a film was going to be made about my life and how I was a hero in the war on drugs, cocaine, in 1987, 86 and 87. And there was advertised on CBS, a film, low-budget film, MGM, $10 million, The Blue Strike Force, which was supposed to be about the Drug Enforcement Administration. Gentlemen, I am in Kiev, Ukraine, June 16, 2017, in the hostel. Yes, with Lena, very decent people in this room who have no intention of robbing me or hurting me. I am not in a sewer hole in Washington, D.C. These are my friends. It is June 17. That is Roma. He is a wonderful guy. All right, I'm signing off. Roman.
Yes.
You will succeed. If I succeed, Timothy Victor Career, e pluribus unum physics. If I succeed, your kindness to me will succeed. Good night, sir. Goodbye. Good night.
Would Albert Einstein plead for a vision that exhibits 1. Childlike curiosity and 2. Exhibits the symmetry in nature, and 3. Is the culmination of a child's visual thinking, whose audiometric analog is, unequivocally, the prelude to also Sprach Zarathustra, and is in fact the uncontestable physical theory of e pluribus unum. Would Albert Einstein express himself with great passion on the question of the making of a motion picture for children worldwide?
Make no mistake, this is a grab by a clever, devious, and power-hungry man. It is a pooch. This may well be the most important target for our protests. Personally, it scares me more than anything else the Orange Godzilla has done. Please, don't ignore it, and please respond with action. Thank you.